But there's this idea that people who are close to the customer are the best people to make decisions on what that customer needs. People who are close to code know better what needs to be fixed with that code, and essentially the VPs become to a certain extent redundant, right? And if you want to enable your teams to do that, you need to create a level of automation where they can have access to all the data that you have on the top.
It used to be moving data between 2 or 3 important systems of records. Now it's literally to complete a workflow in modern enterprise. It might go across 20, 30 enterprise systems. So that's another one, which is just automation has a much higher mandate because of the number of systems. And then finally, I think is AI is kind of the undeniable trend and synonymous with automation.
Where we are with automation, or where we should all strive to be, is really moving from just automating the repetitive tasks to really creating human-machine collaboration and enhancing what our employees are able to do. It's not about replacing employees or automating their jobs away. It's really about gaining more leverage with those employees and giving them a tool set that they can use that's powered by AI and integrations and automation.
If someone is looking to do automation on kind of a low-level, simple process stuff, which most line of business people are, my self-serving recommendation is bring that to where people work, and that's in Slack. That's where you see the most traction. To have some random process that people have to go to some bespoke app to deal with, it's just going to fail. But if you hit them kind of where they work and make it accessible, it's much higher likelihood of success.
We are distrustful by nature of things we don't understand, and this is just a human thing. But step by step, by opening first small use cases and letting the AI do small things for us, we trust it to do more.
So IT has a massive backlog, and first and foremost, they're providing the IT infrastructure for the company, and then they're supporting the product org and the sales org, these big organizations that have a big mandate to change things for the company. And smaller teams also need process and need automation. And something that's going to impact my team might be really impactful and small amount of work, but it's just going to be languish in the priorities that IT has for supporting the company overall. And so we found with tools like Workato and others that we're able to do stuff on our own, and like IT doesn't see that as a threat. They see that as a great thing, because it's like, great, you can go ahead and do things that support your work, make it more transparent, automate things for yourself, and we can focus on the big infrastructure level projects and supporting the big groups within the corporation that you're just never going to have purview into. So I do think it democratizes things a bit and gives line of business, and especially like more ancillary lines of business, power to plug into IT on their own and to automate things for themselves.
And then suddenly one day you wake up and you have 500 different attributes to describe people, and you have about 1,000 different types of events that you can describe people, and you realize that suddenly gender actually doesn't predict anything, and age doesn't predict anything. But what really predicts a lot of things is weather. To give you a good example, I came from AdTech to Leanplum, and we were looking at what are the things that predict loyalty to games that you download. And one of the big predictors was snowstorms on the East Coast. Right, so that's essentially the difference, right? The very manual task of just breaking the data into sort of different slices and trying to understand how things change as a result is disappearing. I think what it does is it forces all of us to focus on the creative aspects of the work.